Every morning, millions wake up to this, a packet of instant 3-in-1 coffee. But what if I told you that comforting cup is secretly loaded with chemicals, refined sugars, and ingredients your body can't recognize? This isn't coffee, it's a cocktail of addiction disguised as breakfast. The lie we start our day with. For most people, coffee is sacred. It's the ritual that wakes us up, keeps us sane, and fuels our mornings. But when convenience took over, coffee stopped being just coffee. The industry realized something powerful. If they could make it instant, they could make it addictive. That's where the 3-in-1 mixes were born. Coffee, creamer, and sugar, all in one packet. Just add water. Sounds harmless, right? But behind the sweetness and the aroma lies a shocking truth. Many of these packets, like the ones sold by giant brands such as Nescafé, contain more chemicals than coffee. It's a silent transformation, from roasted beans to powdered formulas engineered for profit, not health. What's really inside? Let's look at a typical 3-in-1 ingredient list. It starts with sugar and glucose syrup, not coffee but sugar. That means before you even get caffeine, you're getting a spike of refined glucose that hits your bloodstream like an energy explosion. Then comes palm kernel oil, skimmed milk powder, stabilizers, emulsifiers, acidity regulators, artificial color, and flavorings. That's not a coffee recipe. That's industrial chemistry. Out of 14 or more listed ingredients, only one, instant coffee, is the real thing. And even that makes up just around 11% of the total product. This is not a beverage, it's a formula. A formula that tricks your taste buds into thinking you're drinking real coffee while slowly draining your body of balance, energy, and long-term health. The sweet trap: sugar and glucose syrup. Sugar isn't just a flavor, it's a drug, one that lights up the same pleasure centers in your brain as cocaine. And in these 3-in-1 mixes, it's the first ingredient for a reason. That daily sweetness may seem small, but over time, it rewires your brain chemistry. Your body starts craving the next cup, not for the caffeine, but for the sugar rush. This constant cycle of spikes and crashes leads to insulin resistance, the slow road to diabetes, weight gain, mood swings, and chronic fatigue. And glucose syrup, it's even worse. It's a concentrated form of sugar extracted from corn or wheat, stripped of nutrients, designed purely to boost sweetness cheaply. It floods your bloodstream faster than table sugar, leaving your pancreas in overdrive, your liver storing fat, and your body stuck in a permanent state of energy chaos. Palm kernel oil, the cheap creamer. That creamy texture you love? It's not milk, it's palm kernel oil, one of the cheapest fats on earth. It's processed, bleached, deodorized, and often hydrogenated to make it shelf-stable. The result is a cocktail of trans fats and oxidized oils that raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and silently clog your arteries. Over years, regular intake of these trans fats have been linked to heart disease, liver dysfunction, and inflammation throughout the body. But for companies, it's perfect, cheap, creamy, and addictive. Real coffee gives you energy. Palm oil gives you inflammation. The hidden additives. Then come the numbers and letters: E331, E452, E471, E472E, E340, and E101. Sounds harmless, but here's what they really are. Acidity regulators, emulsifiers, stabilizers, and colorants, all artificial compounds that help powder dissolve, mix, and look appealing. E452, for example, is a polyphosphate that can cause kidney strain with long-term use. E471 and E472E are synthetic emulsifiers that may disrupt gut bacteria and contribute to metabolic inflammation. And E101, riboflavin colorant, might seem natural, but in large amounts from synthetic sources, it's just one more unnecessary additive your liver has to process daily. Your body doesn't see these as food, it sees them as foreign invaders, and your organs have to clean up the mess every morning. The long-term effects. What happens when you drink this every day? Let's get brutally honest. Drinking a Nescafé 3-in-1 every morning might feel harmless. convenient, sweet, comforting. But when you zoom out and look at what's actually happening inside your body over months, years, and decades, the truth becomes disturbing. We'll break it down ingredient by ingredient, not from a fear-mongering point of view, but from a scientific and biological perspective. Because what's inside that little sachet is doing far more than just waking you up. 1. Sugar. The number one ingredient, sugar. In most 3-in-1 coffee mixes, sugar makes up over 50% of the packet. That means you're drinking more sugar than coffee. Effects. Daily intake of added sugar spikes your blood glucose, forces your pancreas to release insulin repeatedly, and over time, this constant demand leads to insulin resistance, the root cause of type 2 diabetes, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. It also triggers inflammation, damages blood vessels, and fuels premature aging through a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins and make your skin and organs deteriorate faster. And let's not forget your brain. Sugar overconsumption affects dopamine levels, making you crave even more, just like a drug. Long-term, after 10 or 20 years, this daily dose of sugar can leave you dealing with chronic fatigue, mood swings, poor memory, high blood pressure, and heart problems. 2. Palm kernel oil. It's high in saturated fat, and during processing, it's often hydrogenated, creating trans fats, the worst kind of fat you can consume. Long-term effect? Trans fats are linked to arterial plaque buildup, heart disease, stroke, and chronic inflammation. They raise your bad LDL cholesterol and lower your good HDL, slowly damaging your cardiovascular system. And because palm oil is often bleached and deodorized, trace chemical residues can remain, substances your liver must constantly detoxify. 3. Glucose syrup. When consumed regularly, this can lead to fatty liver disease, hormonal imbalances, and addiction to processed carbs. Long-term effect? Your body becomes dependent on quick sugars for energy. Over time, natural metabolism slows, leading to weight gain, insulin resistance, and a constant feeling of fatigue. 4. E331, sodium citrate, and E452, polyphosphates, the stabilizers. Sodium citrate can lead to electrolyte imbalance, especially when consumed in high doses over time. Polyphosphates, on the other hand, bind to calcium and magnesium, depleting your bones and teeth of essential minerals. Long-term effect? Consistent intake can contribute to osteoporosis, joint pain, and tooth decay. It's ironic. You drink coffee for energy, yet it slowly drains your body's essential minerals. 5. Emulsifiers. E471 and E472E. Scientific studies have shown that emulsifiers can thin the intestinal mucus layer, causing leaky gut syndrome, where toxins and bacteria enter your bloodstream, triggering inflammation, allergies, and autoimmune issues. Long-term, a disrupted gut can affect mental health too, since gut bacteria influence mood-regulating neurotransmitters like serotonin. Over years, this could lead to anxiety, depression, and poor immunity. The bigger picture: why so many chemicals? So why is your coffee full of this stuff? Because every one of these ingredients is about profit and convenience, not nutrition. They make the powder mix shelf-stable, cheap to produce, and addictive enough to keep you coming back. The average consumer doesn't question it. They just want something fast, sweet, and easy. And the corporations know it. It's not about coffee anymore. It's chemistry disguised as comfort. Here's the truth. A real coffee only needs 2 things: coffee and milk. Maybe a pinch of sugar if you like it sweet.
That's it. But what we have today is an industrial beverage experiment sold as a morning ritual. It's caffeine wrapped in chemicals, sugar disguised as energy, and flavor built in a lab. If you've been drinking 3-in-1 coffee daily for years, it's not too late. Your body can recover. Switch to freshly brewed coffee, real milk, and natural sweetness. Your energy, focus, and metabolism will thank you. They call it instant coffee, but the effects, those stay with you for life.